I have one question for you. Who are you? When you answer that question, what came to your mind first? Did you start listing off characteristics or traits that you have? Or was maybe the first thing that came to your mind your job title or what it is that you do or what your role might be in life? The first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you that question can say a lot about you. If you're one of the people that kind of went to your job title as the first thing that came to your mind when I asked that question, that leaves room for greater exploration. Some questions that I might ask you would be whether or not you're the type of person that brings work home with you. Another question that I might have for you is, how would you describe your work self? And how does that differ from how you would describe yourself outside of the workplace? What are some qualities or traits that you have in the workplace that help or hinder you at home? And what are some ways that maybe you're able to separate your work life from your home life? If you are one of those people that kind of identify, or the term is over-identify, with your job title or with your work life, there could be some problems that you run into in the future, especially when it comes time for retirement, or if you get laid off, or if maybe you have an injury or a procedure that takes you out of work for an extended period of time. If you're one of the people that tend to over-identify with your job title or with your role in work, then that can cause a lot of problems potentially later on in life. Some problems that you may face is if you experience burnout in the workplace and you need that time away, you may have a hard time adjusting to that transition. Or if you just recently retire, get laid off, maybe you have a procedure or something done that takes you out of work for an extended period of time, you could be one of those people that have a hard time or might experience an identity crisis during that period of time away from work. Another tip that I have for you is to remember that how you perceive yourself is not always how other people perceive you. It's really important to kind of be intentional with how you portray yourself, not just based on what you see, but based on what others see from the outside perspective as well. Finally, one last tip I have is just to be able to practice self-awareness and often ask yourself good reflection questions to help evaluate whether or not you're hindering or helping your home life versus your work performance. One question that I suggest that you ask yourself could be trying to reflect on, what areas of life am I neglecting right now? By asking yourself this question, you can pick up on some qualities or characteristics that you may identify as in work and figure out whether or not they fit into who you are outside of work.